When the Big Mike's juicing a better fucking scale. We're on the moon train.
All right, it is time for the market analysis. Great week. We had a good week. Busy week coming up for everyone. Christmas. Merry Christmas in advance and happy Kwanzaa. This is going to be the second to last market analysis for in this house. It's been good. So here's the NAMO. And as you can see, they did not put in a low yet. So if the market is to sell, you can take a couple of days, because this was one day, right? You would not need more than a big sell or maybe 2 days to bottom this thing out. I don't know if they're gonna do that. They can also put in obviously a low here, which means there's still gonna be a sell before the high in January. Now, if we do sell, because of the structure here, the target of this sell is going to be here, undercutting these lows. Why? Well, brings us to the VIX again, which is extremely low for a rally. Now, that is not saying we can't rally from here, but I like to present both cases. Okay, a rally from here means that you need to start pushing in some serious new lows on the VIX. Possible for it to go to 10? Yeah, absolutely. But you also need a sidekick driver. It can't just be the VIX grinding down. You also need a mechanism where you have daily fear, where the VIX 1D gives it that room to be smashed down. And now you're talking overnight swinging all the time. And we saw that on Monday, for instance. And I mentioned this, I mentioned it for a few weeks already, that it's a good idea to take your trading to the next level, in the sense that you need to be able, which we do, obviously I'll talk about this in my upcoming film that I'm still working on because I'm very busy. You got to be able to identify algos. So early on we said this is that half an hour ripper algo that then goes nowhere, and that's exactly what we got. Right there in the middle of IB session is the juice candle through highs. Yes, you can trade this after, but there's a reason that I trade here and I stay out of this shit, because ain't nobody making big gains here. This is the psychological game again, where look, I always buy a wall into the close and then buy after hours, right? And you're holding, great, you get that pump candle into open, confirming we're gonna actually gap up, right? And then you ride it for half an hour. You've made your money. You're not gonna make more money here. Chances are you're gonna hold on to runners that are gonna decay. Obviously you got to pay attention to what it's doing and then strike at close. So that's what I did. I was waiting for the lightsaber candles. What am I referring to? At the end of every OPEX you get this rebalancing with lightsaber candles, I call them, because they're absolutely crazy. Here's a great example of lightsaber candles, where at a push of a button, a little bit of rebalancing, you pierce the range and pierce the range of the daily. Same thing here. Pretty hilarious, But again, was able to scalp or scale and by the Depot Meta, but here same thing, lightsaber candles, or Google, for instance. I don't know why I gotta keep refreshing my trading view. It's very, very annoying. I'm just giving you examples here. And by the way, Google looks great here. It's now gap filled, so we might be playing some Google this week. Obviously, they got into position there. I think this is also them getting into position. Let's start with Meta. We've called this cup and handle, right? Cup, pullback, handle. It needs a strong day on Monday. Otherwise, it runs the risk of having to go down here. I'll still be a buyer to see that specific volume shelf right there. I'll be a buyer. If it starts dipping underneath this, you really need it to wait to go fill this gap, and it can completely be bogus. But again, you have this ghost into the gap. I want to catch that move. Probably happens before next OPEX, right? Nvidia, strong loading all day, gapped up, never gave anything back. So, as I kept saying, they are rotating back into chippy chips. You can see that here, Avgo end of day, right? And Apple with its fucking big mic from outer space, if you believe in that thing. Okay, then we're playing Hood, and Hood this week hit our price target here. It overshot it, and then it hit our price target almost there again. So you got 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap. I rolled out to the 130s. Now, I'm going to keep it simple this week. I'm going to play this covering the crypto sector. I'm going to be playing this covering tech. I might add some chips, maybe Nvidia, into what I'm playing. Probably Google though. Okay. This is how you got to view this. You got Monday here. Monday is early low, but an irregular pattern. Tuesday, early high, irregular pattern. Wednesday, half day. Thursday off. And Friday, early high. And then Sunday, possibility of a trend change. And we also are currently in a trend change window. So, to sum it all up, on Monday, you need to hold these after hour gains. Right here. And what will be the telling sign is this alert, but more importantly, this yellow line. You need to be preferably over this at open on some bullshit news. Okay? Now, it's been a very tricky, to sum up maybe the indices because of all the rotation. And this deviates here, obviously, but whatever. I am still looking for either this to play out this week, but most likely a pop and kind of fade and chop on Monday. So I would be satisfied with maybe something like, this, then reject, come down, then bounce up from here over here, do the same thing, and kind of consolidate, right? Because what they need to do is they need to bring the VIX. They either need to absolutely smash it. The problem here is we just had VIXpiration. This is VIXpiration, and here we are. The market has again changed and shifted the internals, because this has nothing to do with October and November, right? This is nothing. This looks more like a September type of market right now. Okay. What did we do in September? But the VIX was pretty constant. Okay. Now we can go look last December. We also had one of the, it was way more, we had those three, remember it was that post-election market. We did come down here, but the VIX has always bounced as of late. Right, let's just give ourselves a little bit of heads up right there. So unless we are to go to the golden zone, the party zone, we gotta, did you give me that alert? We're under the party line. We can go here, but trading this will be very, very difficult, and you gotta catch the juice moves, right? Which is most likely gonna be overnight, and I'm okay with that. So this is bullish. Again, we pointed out here on Wednesday that this blue stow had bottomed out, and you could get here a strong Monday, maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. It all depends. If Monday is a pop and fade, let's just pretend. Let's pretend Monday is a pop and fade, and you get extra. You have that GDP. Monday here. Monday is just like blah blah blah. BB's coming to town. They're gonna be like, we gotta strike Iran now. You got durable goods and GDP Tuesday morning, right? They wouldn't be putting these out if these were shit. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Red Book. And then Wednesday is a half day with jobs. They love half day rippers. And then Friday, you got fucking nothing. Kwanzaa would be the perfect day to manipulate the VIX all week and set us up for that supposed Santa rally that we've already had. But anyways, you can get there by driving this to 330. So a lot of KRE calls come in. Look at the IWM. Clearly they've rotated out of this. Compare that to, you know, even SPX. I mean, it's a completely different chart. See how I gotta keep reloading this? I gotta reset everything. But fact of the matter is, this yellow line is the SPX FOMC line. Now on SPY it deviates. Why is that? Again, you know, we had the XDIV. That's why we didn't swing SPY. We swung QQQ due to the XDIV. But I haven't calculated. I think that might be it. We gotta see. I gotta see what that XDIV. I obviously previously on the chart had that adjusted FOMC number somewhere. Yeah, here. That was the previous XDIV difference. But I can just go off SPX. You need to open above here, and then you gotta watch for a early low that fails. And if we start failing, it is pretty clear to me that our buy date is Christmas Eve. Why? Because nobody's gonna be fucking trading that shit, and nobody's gonna be trading here. And could you get Ukrainian-Russian peace deal, Christmas miracle, good optics, and all that shit here? Probably. And then, like, I think you go all the way. This is OPEX. You're gonna go higher here, but this is gonna be a significant high for a while. Okay? And around this time, I am going to be buying far out of the money puts as high as we go. After tech earnings, okay? But anyways, the long ways to go. Oil could possibly spike soon. Watching Bitcoin here. Where did we close on Friday? We closed right here. So we're a little bit up, which bodes well as of right now for us to be over the FOMC line come Monday on SPX, because that's what we rallied to. 1, 2, 3, never got over. So you need to conquer that, and then you got to start manipulating the VIX, maybe even with the dollar. And if they start, every day we're getting closer to the currency wars here. But I'm thinking dollar might come down soon. The reason being this crazy influx into silver and gold. Obviously, you've been trading, so you know silver, paper silver, and paper gold has been going berserky turkey. Wouldn't be surprised if this at some point leads to dollar weakness. Obviously a bullish setup here, but after that, once it has a date with the 200 here, I think this is all gonna keel over, which obviously could lead to the market mechanically having to go up. Now, back to the NAMO. This is set for a ripper here. Could get it early in the week, or if it rejects, I'm looking for a low. It would be, I would prefer personally, we rip Monday for half an hour. This shit fades all of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we buy that Wednesday low when the NAMO is here and they start really pushing tech. Okay, this is the end of the day setup here, because you have this ghost candle, right? But they did come in and buy the MOC. Was just a big the MOC was a big rotation from S&P 500 into this, right? Okay, and there's that meta ghost candle that I bought the 660s here. It did recover. Then also I saw a massive amount of K-Web calls come in, so I took that K-Web swing here. I took in the money is for January, and just looking at the chart, China has been here for a while. Usually I trade BABA, but I figured why not take K-Web, because the premiums were all types of funky and can easily see a move up here to 38, and I got plenty of time. So China has been kind of nowhere for a while. And as far as crypto, I'm not touching this shit. Definitely not touching this shit unless it's time for a squeeze soon. But looking at the chart, Sailor might not be in the circle of trust. So I'll stick to Hood, because that's just a tragic chart. I mean, damn. What? So it probably gets kicked out of the S&P 500 real soon. This was the closing gamma, and as you can see, you got a gap over that FOMC line. We're gonna need some Sunday night, Monday morning news that just magically moves SPY $2 higher, and I mean those 680s and 685s. A lot of call buying throughout the week. So at some point they're gonna fuck all these guys that have pre-positioned for puts, and that's the dip we want to buy, because overall we are still in the range. All right, you got your double top, you got your first breakdown, second big ass breakdown, and now you have this. And if you squint and kind of don't look at that wick, this is an inverted head and shoulders with a destination of right fucking there, the JPM collar. Okay, so does Jamie want to get to the collar by the time he needs to roll out a new collar? Maybe, since he's already had mega DP, mini mic DP, mega DP, mini mic DP. Okay, now this can go both ways, but again, as we saw on Friday, the system, to be in the system, you need to be in the files. Let me put it that way, that is abundantly clear. So the system's gonna, that's how it functions. So the system's gonna protect the system. Okay, and the market needs to go higher, and they need to devalue this. That's the mechanism, to enslave everyone for forever, right? Now, we had a new moon Friday. The top was a full moon, so could be around here. We also had that window Thursday Friday, Monday for a turn date. But if we go sideways, we have another turn date in a week or trend change, and that could be a top, dip, top. Okay, let's look at some gamma, some forward-looking gamma here. It's gonna be the 22nd. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, if you have good news by Tuesday, I think you can get up to here. If not, you will revisit here. Okay, what do they have for Tuesday? They have yeah, same fucking range, 685 to 676. 673, let's mark that on our charts here in a second. If we get down there by Wednesday, 673, and that holds, then hell yeah. That is some unexpected news for Wednesday. If the market falls out of the sky the last 10 minutes on Wednesday and we get that target, buy it with both fists in the money as far out as you can afford. And then we have Friday. If we find ourselves over 685, you can make it to a new all-time high. Pretty interesting setup right there. Sticks out like a fucking sore thumb. For some reason they've positioned 675 for that following Monday. Here's that week. Yeah, I think we're gonna be kind of bopping around in the same range. Gotta pick our spots. 700 for New Year's Eve, huh? And then we got the first. If we're over 680, boom, 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 or that. Okay, fantastic. Hopefully this gave you an overview. I have the busiest week of the month, the year, and the decade coming up. So I will be trading open and close, and I suggest you do the same. And be careful out there, it is Christmas time. You do not want to get fucking cooked and have a shit holiday. Instead, you want to minimize your exposure to this type of fucking grated cheese shit. Take that money instead and slam it on some overnights, especially if you have an elevated VIX 1D. If the VIX 1D is here, there's gonna be shenanigans. I took a risk on shenanigans just to see if the market has moved back to that September shit it was doing, right? Good chance that, see how it bops around just at random, okay? Good chance that we got something like that going on. Besides that, we'll do it live, okay? God bless.
We're riding with the